Good day, viewers and subscribers. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Indonesia earthquake. 14 dead on tourist island of Lombok. A powerful earthquake has struck a popular tourist destination in Indonesia, killing at least 14 people. The 6.4 magnitude earthquake hit the central island of Lombok just before 7 local time on Sunday. The island attracts tourists from around the world due to its beaches and hiking trails and is located about 40 kilometers 25 miles east of Bali. More than 160 people are injured and thousands of homes are damaged, officials say. A Malaysian tourist who was on a hiking trip to Mount Rinjani is among those killed. The U.S. Geological Survey said the epicenter of the earthquake was 50 kilometers 31 miles northeast of the city of Mataram in northern Lombok. It was followed by more than 60 smaller earthquakes, with the largest recorded at a magnitude of 5.7. A spokesman for the country's disaster agency said that most casualties occurred when victims were hit by debris and falling blocks of concrete. The main focus is now evacuation and rescue. Some of the injured are still being treated at clinics, he said. He also posted images showing collapsed buildings and streets littered with rubble. The quake felt so strong. Tourists panicked and frightened and escaped from hotels. Lalu Mohammed, a citizen protection director at the Foreign Ministry, told BBC Indonesian. BBC journalist Vinayak was on the Gili Trawangan Island, about 7 kilometers from Lombok at the time of the earthquake. The tremors were strong. I noticed waves in the hotel pool, she said. A group of us ran out of the hotel. 30 minutes later, there was the first strong aftershock. The locals were worried because many of their structures are made from wood and bamboo, but the tourists were the most scared. UK tourists Catherine and Alexis Boiver, who are on the honeymoon in Lombok, told the BBC, "We were woken up by earthquake at approximately 6:45. It was pretty terrifying. Landslides had cut off water supply and electricity for some houses," they said. "We passed multiple water trucks as we were traveling south. A lot of hikers were stranded. They told us about cement falling from ceilings and cracks in the building." Mount Rinjani National Park, a popular destination for trekkers, has been closed to due landslides. "The town here is hectic, and we are still trying to make contact with the other Malaysian climbers," he said. Indonesia is prone to earthquakes because it lies on the Ring of Fire, the line of frequent quakes and volcanic eruptions that circles virtually the entire Pacific Rim. More than half of the world's active volcanoes above sea level are being part of the ring. This was GCTV. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Gatan. We can move a bit down there. Okay. No. Lo ngempok dan lebih belakang.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Gatan, we can move a bit down there. Okay, yes. Alah, goyang. No. Lo ngempok.
Lombok Island, a popular tourist destination next to Bali, officials said. The quake damaged more than 1,000 houses and was felt in a wider area, including on Bali, where no damage or casualties were reported. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our morning report weekday newsletter. The U.S. Geological Survey said the quake struck at a depth of only 4.4 miles. Shallow earthquakes tend to do more damage than deeper ones. East Lombok district was the hardest hit with 10 deaths, including a Malaysian tourist, said Sutopo Purwonugroho, a spokesman for Indonesia's disaster mitigation agency. The number of casualties could increase as data was still being collected from other locations on the island, he said. At least 162 people were injured, including 67 hospitalized with serious injuries, Nugroho said. The quake caused blackouts in East Lombok and North Lombok districts and triggered a large landslide from Mount Rinjani, an active volcano. Rescuers were evacuating more than 800 tourists from the mountain. In East Lombok and the provincial capital of Mataram, the quake lasted about 10 seconds, causing residents to flee their homes onto streets and fields, Nugroho said. He said most of the fatalities and injuries were caused by falling slabs of concrete. Photos released by the disaster agency showed damaged houses and the entrance to the popular Mount Rinjani National Park, which was immediately closed for fear of landslides. Television footage showed residents remaining outside, fearing aftershocks, as the injured were being treated on mattresses taken out of their partially damaged houses and patients were wheeled out of a hospital. Eka Fat Haraman, the police chief in East Lombok, said the Malaysian woman who died was part of a group of 18 Malaysian tourists who had just visited Mount Rinjani when the quake jolted their guest house and toppled a concrete wall. 6 other people were injured at the guest house. Fat Haraman said many injured people who were treated outside a damaged clinic were evacuated to the main hospital farther away after more ambulances reached the devastated location in East Lombok's Sembalun village. Residents refused to enter their houses as prolonged aftershocks are still being felt, he said. Indonesia's Meteorology and Geophysics Agency recorded more than 130 aftershocks. Like Bali, Lombok is known for pristine beaches and mountains. Hotels and other buildings in both locations are not allowed to exceed the height of coconut trees. Indonesia is prone to earthquakes due to its location on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an arc of volcanoes and fault lines in the Pacific Basin. In December 2004, a massive magnitude 9.1 earthquake off Sumatra triggered a tsunami that killed 230,000 people in a dozen countries. Let it go.